Welcome back. Looking at now 3.15, fiddling fourth finger. So let's get right to it. We're going to start with the cellos first and see what it's supposed to sound like and look like. Then we'll do the violin, viola, and then we're going to break it all down. So in this next little clip, we're going to see what it's supposed to sound like when you submit your recordings, first for the cello, then for the violin, viola. Here is 3.15, fiddling fourth finger on the cello. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's now 3.15, fiddling fourth finger for the violin and viola. I'm going to play it on the viola right now, this time. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's go over what we're looking at. So we're playing pretty much like a D major scale from D, E, F sharp, G, A, at the very first measure up to the second measure, first beat. Okay, violins, you're just gonna be playing regularly on the D string, D, E, F sharp, G, fourth finger A, that's on that orange tape or that fourth tape, for all three A's. So A, fourth finger, A, fourth finger, A, fourth finger. Same thing for the cellos, except you're going to do the shifting, of course, to get that A fourth finger on the D string. You'll play that D at the beginning. And you'll play that first finger E like you normally do in first position. As soon as you get to the next beat, you're going to shift down to that second tape, first finger F sharp, and then go to the third tape with your second finger this time for G, and then reach for your fourth finger A. And you're going to play those three A's with fourth finger. And then back down to G, 2 fingers. Go to the next measure. You'll play E with one finger. That's your F sharp still in second position. And then as soon as you get to that open D, you'll notice there's a Roman numeral underneath that note, as well as a 0. That means open string D, and you shift your hand back up to first position. Okay. Violins, you're doing everything like you normally do, and violas, by the way. On the D string, you're just on the D string for this entire exercise. You're just adding that fourth finger A. Okay, so let me demonstrate a little bit for you what that's going to look like for the violins. So we have the violin here. It works the same way for the viola. I'm going to try to scoot over a little bit so you can see my hand. When I'm playing, at the very beginning, is just quarter notes. So we have... But next measure, you have quarter note, eighth, eighth, quarter note, eighth, eighth. And you're going to do the first half that with the A, quarter, eighth, eighth. So it'll be down, up, down. A, Immediately afterwards, lift your pinky for G. Same exact rhythm. So here's measure 1 and 2. And immediately after that, you go to F sharp. Okay, so now let's look at what the cellos are doing there. Okay, so the cellos, you're doing that shifting pattern I was talking about earlier. Let's look at it from now the playing angle on this instrument, the cello. Here's measure 1, first finger E. Move your hand down with your thumb and first finger to the red tape or the second tape. That's F sharp now in second position. And then you go to G, second finger on the blue tape or third tape. Okay, then you go to measure 2, and you're going to reach for that orange tape or fourth finger, just the same amount of distance as you had for normal fourth finger before, and that's A. And you'll play the next A as well as eighth notes. So here's measure 2 with that rhythm on the first 3 notes, the first 2 beats. Quarter, eighth, eighth, just like the violins, violas had. Immediately after that, you're going to go to G, 2 fingers for the same rhythm. Okay, so here's measure 2. And then measure 3, you stay in second position for F sharp with the same rhythm. What's different about when you get to E is that you're going to just skip, or not E, but F sharp, you're going to get to open D string and skip the first finger E. So it's going to play measure 3, something like this. F sharp, second position, switch to open D, and then move your hand up to first position to get ready to play in first. Here's measure 3 again, a little bit in tempo. Notice as soon as I hit that open D and lift my finger, I also move my hand back to first position. All right, and you'll stay in first position for measure 4. For E, G, F sharp, E, and then you're going to do the same thing at the very beginning. Beginning of the next line, rather. So at violins, violas, and cellos, you just have to worry about really, for violins, violas, is just worry about adding the fourth finger. You can read the rhythms and quarter notes and all that stuff, no problem, and what pitches to play. But cellos, we're adding something new, so try to practice those parts where you're trying to shift between first position and second position and vice versa. That way you get really comfortable with it before you add the rest of the music. So like I said, just try like the first 2 measures for the first line and the second line, and then try measure 3 and measure 7 to practice going from second position to first position, and then add maybe 3 and 4 together, and then play 7 and 8 together. And of course, this has a repeat sign, so make sure that when you submit your recordings, everybody, that you have the repeat sign, repeat the piece again. So good luck in recordings. I can't wait to see them. Have a great day. Bye. All right, so I just wanted to submit this recording for y'all to see what it would sound like at the tempo that's marked here, allegro. Allegro means to play fast. So this is what it would sound like if you played it at the real tempo. But I don't recommend you do this unless you can play it with good accuracy slowly a little bit, and then pick up the speed after that, okay? Now, if you want to try practicing at this tempo, you can try doing it a bit at a time. So practice doing the quarter notes first on measure 1, then add 1 more beat after that, then 1 more beat after that with the eighth notes, 1 more beat to the quarter note, 1 more beat to the eighth notes, and so forth. Anyways, here's 3.15 with the viola this time at the tempo of 126, allegro. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. Again, if you want to practice to play at a tempo like that, if not maybe a little bit slower, do a bit at a time before you do the whole thing.